Oh, by the way, Dave.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but I just wanted to let you know something. I love you.
Love you too, man.
I love you, man. I just felt like
Love you.
I just needed to get that out there. It was eating me up inside. If I didn't say it now, I could die tomorrow, and I would have never said it.
The light fades with death's cold embrace. You've already been zipped and tagged. Struggle as you might, it will not help. No one can break out of the body bag. Here to oversee the autopsy, your hosts, Chris Thomas and Broke Rider Dave.
What's good, everybody, and welcome to Body Bag Podcast. I'm Chris Thomas, and with me, as always, Broke Rider Dave.
How are we doing, everybody?
You know, I've been accused of hating a lot of things on this podcast.
Yeah.
Kids, remakes, kids again, remakes, endings. But, what a lot of people don't know is that I'm just lashing out. Deep down under this tough exterior, it's just a lonely man who just wants to be loved.
You're a big old softy.
I'm just a big old softy at heart. And, with Valentine's Day, this should be dropping Valentine's Day, but we're recording it a little bit before. Valentine's time is here. I feel like, I should give a little bit of love back to the community. Enough with all this hate from there's the rest of the year, hate, whatever. But for this one time, let's try to spread the love around a little bit.
Hey, yeah.
So, hashtag Chris Loves Love. For this very sentimental episode of Body Bag Podcast, I'll be giving my top 10, I don't know if couples is the right word, but, these characters, they're just filled with love. What kind of love? Well, we'll see. We'll see. And these are in no particular order. So, let's get us kicked off with my number 10 of hashtag Chris Loves Love, Annie Wilkes and Paul Sheldon. From Misery. Now, is it the most healthy kind of love? No. But it is love. You can't tell me that Annie Wilkes does not love Paul Sheldon and loves Misery. Even if she has to tie him down and break Paul Sheldon's legs. Well, his ankles. What is the first thing that she says after she smashes his ankles? God, I love you. And I believe her.
Only doing it out of love.
Only doing it
her more than him.
It's just a misunderstood form of love, but love nonetheless. It's an obsessive love. I had to have one of those. It was going to be a toss-up between this and Glenn Close from Fatal Attractions.
Yeah.
That kind of obsessive love. Although I think there's one more. Yeah, I actually do have one more down the list that falls into that category, but, this is the OG. Her and Glenn Close are the OGs of, that kind of obsessive love.
Yeah.
So, that's number 10, Annie Wilkes and Paul Sheldon. Alright, number 9, actually, I gotta say thank you to Haley Newland, because it goes to Vincent Price and his wife in The Tingler. Now, they might not say it out loud, but I for some reason, I think that couple actually really does love each other. I said that I compared them to a very toxic, if Morticia and Gomez were a very toxic couple, a more hateful. I think that their hatred brings them together, in all honesty. When you see them on screen and she's trying to, she's cheating on him, but yes, he's also damn near scared her to death and made her think that she was about to get shot. And if you would like to also say, Vincent Price also is technically in love with his work in that movie. So that has a different kind of love too. I say that they love each other, but he definitely loves his Tingler.
Yeah, they're definitely the OG toxic couple.
OG toxic couple.
Yeah.
For the life of me, I was trying to think of someone to compare them to, but you know what? I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but those two are a fun couple all on their own.
Yeah.
Next, kind of a transition between loving your work and to more the extreme. I would put number 8, I believe this is, Howard from the movie Tusk. You could say that dude is morbid, that dude is grotesque, and he is all kinds of messed up, but you can't deny it. He loved that walrus. So much to the point where he's willing to tie a man down, chop off his legs, and sew him into a walrus suit. And the result, some might say grotesque, some might say what's the phrase? A crime against humanity. But what I see is the result of one man's love and dedication to trying to recreate a moment in his life that he lost. You haven't seen that movie yet, have you?
No.
Well,
from you describing it, he's going about the worst possible way, but
you know what? This Valentine's Day, if you're not doing anything, take a friend, take a loved one, take your significant other, go watch the movie Tusk and just feel the love in that movie. You can't tell me that man does not love that walrus.
Right.
Next, number 7, Chucky and Tiffany from the Chucky movies, from the Child's Play movies.
All right.
Now, we said that Vincent and his wife and Tingler were the OG toxic couple. This is a more modern toxic couple. They've killed each other how many times? Back and forth? When she was introduced to Bride of Chucky, I wonder if she was meant to just be a one-off, but then people just really, really liked her. Now she's become kind of like a face of the Chucky franchise.
Yeah.
People see Jennifer Tilly and they automatically think Chucky. You associate one with the other. Even in her Instagram, it's usually pictures of her like holding the Chucky dolls and Child's Play merch around her. But they're such a fun couple. They're bickering, but they're always either bickering at each other, having weird puppet doll sex, or they're trying to kill each other. I mean, but I don't deny that they love each other. I think that they love each other to the point where the equivalent of them like killing each other is just a lover spat. They know that they're gonna come back.
Exactly.
Death doesn't mean anything. I mean, we're talking voodoo magic here, so Chucky shooting Tiffany in the back at the end of Bride of Chucky was the equivalent of a regular couple having just an argument and one of them is sleeping on the couch. So, a different kind of love, but love nonetheless, I say.
Alright.
Next. This one might be a little bit weird, but I'll say the head I Am Legend zombie from I Am Legend.
Okay.
Now, I'm going by the alternate ending in this.
Okay.
Have you seen the alternate ending?
Don't think I have.
Have you seen the regular movie?
Yeah, I've seen the regular I Am Legend.
In the alternate ending of the movie, the I Am Legend zombies, they breach the house, and Will Smith realizes that they're not trying to attack him, they're after the zombie that he had captured, the female zombie.
Yeah.
And it's like the head zombie was trying to get her back. That's one of those movies where everybody agrees that the alternate ending was better because it showed that Will Smith and humanity, we were no longer the dominant life forms on Earth. It's now these zombies, and to the zombies, we are the boogeymen now.
Yeah.
So Will Smith opens the thing, and the head zombie comes in, and he takes the female zombie and goes away. It was a cool message, but also going by that alternate ending, I'm going to say that was love right there. That was, we were thinking that these creatures were incapable of human emotions, and that showed that they were actually
capable of feeling love.
Which I thought would have been a much better ending than what we got of just Will Smith blowing himself up.
Yeah.
So this is about the point where you can kind of see the shift in my list from, all right, I don't know about that to, okay, I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, with a little bit of remnants of the first one, because my number, do you know what number I'm at? I just got lost in all my descriptions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was number 5. So I'm at 4 now.
Okay, you're at 4.
Number 4, Joe Goldberg from the series on Netflix, You. Now, have you seen this movie? Or have you seen the show?
I've watched the first season.
The first season?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good show, I'd say.
Yeah.
Now, this kind of falls in the obsessive... This is kind of like the Annie Wilkes one I was telling about.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen You on Netflix, at least watch the first season. It's really good. I've heard mixed reviews on the second season. I liked it enough.
Yeah.
And I'm currently on the third one right now. Now, I will say that the second one got cringy with one of the main characters actually being named Love. A little too on the nose. I mean, I liked the whole premise, but that one that was just cringy. But Joe Goldberg, he is sophisticated, he is smart, and you know what? He is a hopeless romantic at heart. He's kind of like, I don't know if anybody's compared him to it, but he's kind of like the stepfather in the Stepfather series.
Okay.
Where he has the idea of a perfect relationship, and he wants a family, and he will kill anybody or trap anybody he has to get what he wants. Which is something so cool about a guy who has an image of an ideal, perfect, old-fashioned kind of love romance, but he will do whatever it takes to get it.
Yeah.
And cross any line. But except for one line he won't cross is damaging his books. That's about. I'd say if he loves anything more than the ideal relationship, it is his book collection.
Yeah.
So that one had to make the list. Joe Goldberg, that other obsessive kind of love.
Yeah.
And you know what's so funny about that? Joel Goldberg is the kind of guy I could imagine myself becoming if I didn't have control over my faculties.
Right.
Like
if you just became a complete psychopath.
Because a lot of times I'm watching him and I go, you know what? Makes a good point. He makes a good point. Or a lot of the times I'll watch and I'll be like, oh man, Joe, I'm really rooting for you, man. I know you killed all those people. I know you're violating her privacy, but you're just misunderstood, man. You just want to be loved.
Exactly.
Oh man, I'm so lonely. Anyway, number 3, Elijah Wood from Maniac.
Okay.
Have you seen Maniac?
No.
Have you seen the original?
Haven't seen either one.
Well, I'll go by the Elijah Wood one, because that was the one that first popped to mind. He also, again, obsessive love. Apparently, the most on my list are people who are obsessive.
Yeah.
Very unhealthy.
Yeah.
He is, I believe he would be considered paranoid, schizophrenic. He hallucinates. He stalks women. At night, he stalks women and then scalps them and then staples their scalps onto mannequins.
Oh, I need to watch this movie.
And, I'm watching and I'm like, he makes some good points. No, I'm just kidding. He also has another love interest, and but you know what keeps holding him back? I think it's his hallucinations of his mother, I think it is. It's been a while since I've seen it, but hallucinations, and I mean, he's a crazy person. He kills women at night, and he just hears voices in his head, and he's hoping that this one woman will quiet the voices, and he just wants to settle down. All of these obsessive ones really is a testament to, like, people, well, in this case, it's mostly dudes, who just want an ideal relationship, but there's just a screw loose wrong in the wrong area that makes them incapable of getting it correctly.
Right.
Which is probably why part of me is, when I watch these movies, I'm like, they're bad people, obviously.
Yeah.
But their intentions are good.
Exactly.
Their intentions are pure. Their methods are horrible.
Yeah.
Now, these last two, these last two actually are, there's no real kind of, like, unhealthy-ish kind of, undertone to them. My last two are genuinely, like, I love these two. Like, as a couple, I think that their love is awesome. Number 2, Barbara and Adam from Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Sweet couple. Even to the point where, there's something sweet about, like, they were so close together in life, and that in death, like, even their death had a urban legend about them, about the bride and groom who died on the thing, and their wedding clothes are still up in the attic, and they even when Barbara is getting the life sucked out of her and she's turning into a decrepit corpse-looking thing, Adam still is holding her hand. He's like, he's still with her. That love is sweet.
True love.
Or if you don't like that love, you could always have the Lydia and Beetlejuice subplot,
Right.
which I don't know if you ever watched the Beetlejuice cartoon show growing up.
No.
But I did. But yeah, there was a Beetlejuice and Lydia. They were friends and they went on adventures together. I used to watch that show a lot. Now, I don't know if that has any continuity with the movie, because I don't know how it could. But because in the show, they're really she goes Beetlejuice, and then he comes up and he's like this wacky dude, and then they go on fun adventures over in his netherworld kind of thing. But what can't be denied is Barbara and Adam are sweet together.
Yes, absolutely.
Very, very sweet. Almost sickeningly so sometimes. but you look at them and you're like, ah. I want that. And if you don't want that, you'll definitely want the kind of love that is my number one. Now, number one, I've always maintained is my favorite. Not even, well, it's not a horror movie, but it's horror elements of their shows and movies. But just on-screen couple, just in general, my favorite couple has always been Gomez and Morticia Addams.
Okay, yeah.
Whether it's the TV show, or the movie, or even the new revamped movies, like, you just... Well, my favorite is obviously the one with, is obviously the couple from Addams Family Values.
Yeah.
In that era. Because you see them, and you just know that those... Just the way they look at each other, and the way they talk to each other, just openly flirting with each other in the midst of danger.
Yeah.
You look at that, you're like, man, those two are in love 24/7, and their love never takes a break. Even when there is a life-threatening situation, when Morticia is tied up and shackled, and Gomez is going to save her, he's like, oh, hot poker. He said something like hot pokers, shackles, and you can tell he's getting excited. And she's like, later on, my love. I was like, oh man, those two are just so delightful. Which, I mean, that is my list, and I say that Gomez and Morticia are the top tier creme de la creme of what couples would love to strive to be in terms of a relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, let it not be said that Chris hates everything. Let it not be said that Chris is incapable of love. I can understand love, and I recognize love where I see it. I mean, even if it's a honest love like Gomez and Morticia, or some twisted love like a man sewing another man into a walrus suit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple that I'm surprised you didn't have on there.
Well, I mean, the list is only... I can only have 10 on here. Yeah. I mean, I was honestly trying to figure out a way to insert the movie Teeth into this episode, into this list, or the entity from It Follows.
Nice.
Like 2 honorable mentions there. But I mean, I could only. All right. Well, what ones do you think I should have had, or that you were surprised?
I have 3 of them.
Okay.
Kate Davies and Adam Carr from the movie Valentine. I mean...
Never seen it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, he was a geek in middle school, and dude got plastic surgery to become an attractive guy to get with the girl he wanted.
Well, that kind of sounds like, that kind of sounds like the movie Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, and
he was the fat geek, and then he got fit and turned into a good-looking dude.
Yeah, and then he starts murdering her friends.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about the Ryan Reynolds movie. Oh, you meant the Valentine movie.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't remember that.
No, in Valentine, yeah.
Alright, well.
And then I got Nancy and Glenn from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
Because you could tell Glenn kind of, sort of doesn't believe Nancy, but he's still going along with, doing things to help her because, he loves her.
I guess I could have also put, I mean, if I was going to go with something like that, I probably would have put, from Scream 2.
Sydney and Derek?
Yeah.
Which brings me to the toxic couple I have on my list. Sidney Prescott and Billy Loomis.
Ah, that would have been a good one. Yeah, good toxic.
He murders her mom and then still dates her for another year.
Do you think he really loved her?
Probably not. But the fact he dated her for a year without getting laid at all in that year, having to wait that long to get laid with her, and then...
See, the difference between that toxic couple and my toxic couple is I actually think that my toxic couple actually does love each other somewhat.
Yeah.
Like the Vincent Price one and the wife. You can tell that they loathe each other on screen. But I don't know. I just get the vibe that that's just like... I bet that they do all this in front of people, but I bet you that they make very passionate love at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, I think Sydney loved Billy until she found out that he was one.
I mean, yeah. I was trying to think of some more unrequited love.
Yeah.
But that kind of delved into the obsessive love, which was the Joe Goldberg, the Annie Wilkes, and whatnot.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of ways to define love. Yeah. There's physical love. There's the obsessive love. Like I said, there's the toxic love. Maybe for all I know, maybe I'll make a second part or not. I don't know. It depends. There's so many top 10s that we gotta get through, but, Valentine's Day, I just thought I'd take a break from all the hate, show that I'm capable of love and other emotions other than hating on kids and hating on remakes and endings and what have you. And before you go, wow, Chris, that was kind of nice. You're gonna start doing like top 10, stuff that you like from now on? Nope, because my next one's gonna be top 10 Chris hates couples. It's gonna be back to business as usual here on the Body Bag Podcast. A week from now, enough of all this lovey-dovey nonsense. Hate! But, at least for the rest of the day, or whenever you're listening to this, go and hug somebody, go stalk someone, do whatever you do. Show the love, spurt it around.
Yeah. Kill our friends,
Kill a friend, just, hey, whatever you're doing, just make sure you do it out of love. It doesn't count if you're doing it, and saying something else. Your intentions have to be genuine. But, in the meantime, I've been Chris Thomas, and Brooke Ryder Dave here as always.
Have a good week, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to Body Bag Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe, and leave us a comment as to what you'd like to hear us review, or any horror movie topics you'd like to hear us rant and rave about.
And while you're at it, you can find us on Twitter at BodyBagPod and on Instagram at BodyBagPodcast.
Thanks, and we'll see you next time.